vyaptam yena characharam tatpadam darshitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanati mirandasya yanajjana shalakaya chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurur Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Stavaram Jagamam Vyaptam Yat Kinchit Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Babaji Vyapi Yat Sarvam Trilokyam Sacharacharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sarvashruti Shiroragna Virajita Padam Pujaha Vedantam Puja Suryoya Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Chaitanya Shashvata Shanto Vyomadito Niranjanaha Bindunada Kalatita Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jnana Shakti Samaruda Tattvamala Vibhushitaha Bhukti Mukti Pradata Cha Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Aneka Janma Samprapta Karma Bandha Vidahine Atma Jnana Pradanena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shoshanam Bhava Sindhoscha Vyapanam Sara Sampadaha Gurur Padodakam Samyak Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Na Guroradhikam Tattvam Na Guroradhikam Tapaha Tattvajnanat Param Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Manata Shri Jagannatha Madguru Shri Jagadguru Mahatma Sarva Bhutatma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru Radhiranadishcha Guru Paramadevatam Guru Parataram Nasti Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tvameva Mata Cha Pita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sakha Tvameva Tvameva Vidyadravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam 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 Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam Om Guru Jai Jai Satguru Jai Jai 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 Paramahamsa Vishwananda Sadguru Jai Jai.
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 Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam.
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 Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam. Om Guru Jai Jai Sadguru Jai Jai. 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 Paramahamsa Vishwananda 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 Sadguru Jai Jai. Oh Paramahamsa Vishwananda Sadguru Jai Jai. 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 Bolo Madhura Madhura Nam Guru Nam Guru Nam. 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 Om Avatar Shishaya Namaha.
Om Vishamaya Namaha. Om Devakarya Samudyataya Namaha. Om Sukshmatanave Namaha. Om Chinmayaya Namaha. Om Guru Murtaye Namaha. Om Sundaraya Namaha. Om Sulochanaya Namaha. Om Sumukaya Namaha. Om Charvarsaya Namaha. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Padmabhujaya Namaha. Om Mandagamanaya Namaha. Om Charvaradharine Namaha. Om Ramaya Namaha. Om Mandirasthapakaya Namaha. Om Shirdi Vavarchakaya Namaha. Om Gayatri Ajvane Namaha. Om Arpana Svikarakaaya Namaha. Om Vishnu Pujrakaya Namaha. Om Namo Narayanaiti Mantrapasakaya Namaha. Om Swaramaya Namaha. Om Mandurakanthaya Namaha. Om Krishna Sankirtana Lupaya Namaha. Om Stotra Priyaya Namaha. Om Nitabashine Namaha. Om Varmine Namaha.
Om Chitrakalvishadaaya Namaha, Om Vratadharaya Namaha, Om Sadave Namaha, Om Jagatpantaya Namaha, Om Sarvalokahitaya Namaha, Om Bhaktapriyaya Namaha, Om Surdaya Namaha, Om Anukulaya Namaha, Om Neyaya Namaha, Om Sudarshanaya Namaha, Om Bhaktavatsalaya Namaha, Om Premamurtaye Namaha, Om Shubhekshanaya Namaha, Om Pritivardhanaya Namaha, Om Swastidayakaya Namaha, Om Tarakaya Namaha, Om Anugrahaya Namaha, Om Vardhanaya Namaha, Om Achitaya Namaha, Om Arthaya Namaha, Om Siddhipradaya Namaha, Om Janardhanaya Namaha, Om Manoharaya Namaha, Om Mahakshaya Namaha, Om Siddheshwaraya Namaha, Om Bhasmabhushitaya Namaha, Om Atmalingaya Namaha, Om Nigarchana Prasakaya Namaha, Om Siddhisadanaya Namaha, Om Matavaya Namaha, Om Karupasakaya Namaha, Om Sukshmaya Namaha, Om Vishokaya Namaha, Om Satvikaya Namaha, Om Samadarshine Namaha, Om Dakshaya Namaha, Om Achintyaya Namaha, Om Niramkaraya Namaha, Om Nirmohaya Namaha, Om Avyagraya Namaha, Om Jitakrudaya Namaha, Om Vinayashilaya Namaha, Om Svavashaya Namaha, Om Kushalaya Namaha, Om Kshamaya Namaha, Om Satyadharmaya Namaha, Om Nirvikalpaya Namaha, Om Viraktaya Namaha, Om Atindraya Namaha, Om Satyasandaya Namaha, Om Pavitraya Namaha, Om Madhurasvabhavaya Namaha, Om Suranandaya Namaha, Om Nandanaya Namaha, Om Prasanatmane Namaha, Om Bhaktanidaye Namaha, Om Sakshaye Namaha, Om Samatmaye Namaha, Om Sadayogine Namaha, Om Haraye Namaha, Om Sutapaya Namaha, Om Somyaya Namaha, Om Guhyaya Namaha, Om Vimutatmaya Namaha, Om Gabiraya Namaha, Om Guptaya Namaha, Om Atmaramaya Namaha, Om Srinivasaya Namaha, Om Devaya Namaha, Om Dyutidaraya Namaha, Om Danyaya Namaha, Om Gurave Namaha, Om Duratikramaya Namaha, Om Gahanaya Namaha, Om Bhagavate Namaha, Om Harisharana Margadarshakaya Namaha, Om Kutashtavivatakaya Namaha, Om Abhiprayaya Namaha, Om Sarvamata Samatyaya Namaha, Om Shamakata Bhavavartakaya Namaha, Om Premavatara Shri Vishwananda Swamine Namaha. Ato Deva Avantu no Yato Vishnu Vichakrame Pradivya Saptadamabhi Idam Vishnu Vichakrame Tredanyate Padam Samudamasya Pagamukshure Trini Pada Vichakrame Vishnu Ropa Adahadyaha Ato Dharmani Dharene Vishnu Karmani Pashyata Yato Vritani Paspashe Indrasya Yujasaka Tad Vishnu Paramam Padagam Sada Pashyanti Suryaha Divi Vachakshuratatam Tad Vipraso Vipanyavo Jagravagam Sasamindate Vishnoya Paramam Padam. Premavattaraya vidmahe Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayat. Om Premavattaraya vidmahe Sadgurudevaya dhimahi Tanno Vishwananda prachodayat.
Govinda. Om Vakratunda
Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhyo Yo Na Prachodayat.
Om Shri Krishna Vishnu Madhusudana Ketavare
Narayana Achyuta Trivikrama Chakrapare Devyadi Sarchatara Sridhara Vasudeva Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Shri Rukmini Shabhavanasha Hare Murare Radesha Gopisha Surupa Brahmani Vanya Shri Dvarakashaya Vaikuntha Pate Bhuvaneka Murte Gopala Deva Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Ninakrite Kamatarupa Varaha Murte Shri Vikramaya Purane Prabhu Rama Rama Shri Rama Krishna Yadunandana Kalki Rupa Gopala Krishna Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Govinda Madhava Mukunda Paraparesha Damodara Jadarananda Kadharishori Gogopa Gopi Jana Samrita Dina Bando Gopi Jana Priya Hare Tava Suprabhatam Chirabdishai Bhujagadi Padalpashai Sadbhakta Himsa Tadashai Ramangashai Shri Gopavama Medutalpa Sukadishai Gogopa Vallabha Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Kashyapatri Sukanarada Gautamadi Brahmarshi Sangamani Sangama Bharatesho Ishtanti Devata Darshana Bhagya Heto Gopala Shekhara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Madhara Jari Tulasi Dala Malika Jahe Maryani Anjali Pute Samudaharanti Ishtanti Tatpavata Tarakale Munigraha Radha Manohara Hare Tava Suprabhatam Vedatrayam Patati Gautama Kana Guyaha Gayanti Sankuna Gano Varadasa Vargaha Sankirtayanti Tava Nama Kada Visheshaha Shri Naradadi Rishaya Tava Suprabhatam Govardhano Narana Gopa Kishora Gopa Gopi Janamrita Suvesha Bhavati Pota Trilokya Mohana Sumangala Divya Deha Shri Rukmini Shavarada Tava Suprabhatam Shri Vatsachina Sharanagata Parijata Bhaktarti Vanjana Kripakara Dina Bandho Kiryanta Gayati Janapriya Divya Rupa Shri Nanda Gopatanaya Tava Suprabhatam Padmaksha Padma Mukha Padmadara Prameya Padmalaya Sharita Padma Nivasa Shori Padmodbhavanti Sura Sevita Pada Padma Padmadinanta Haraye Tava Suprabhatam Vrindata Devi Haranaya Mahendra Vandya Kandarpadarpa Haradinya Sudesha Rupa Chandananaya Chita Chandana Likna Deha Govinda Yadava Hare Tava Suprabhatam Shri Nandanandana Yashoda Kumara Tira Mayam Gadina Dalichona Supushpahara Jivam Buddha Susalira Ramadihara Gopala Deva Haraye Tava सुप्रभातम् श्रीवृष्टिचन्द्ररति सत्यसुगन्धिभद्र श्रीमित्रविन्ददिवसा प्रभुपुत्रिकान्यवे तिष्ठन्ति बीजभवमे तव सेवनार्थम् गोपीगणप्रियनये तव सुप्रभातम् श्रीकृष्ण अच्युत आनन्द मुकुन्द शौरी राधा मनोहर जनार्दन चक्रपाणि नामानि दिव्यमुनयुर्नदिशं वदन्ति ब्राह्मी मुहूर्तसमये तव सुप्रभातम्
श्रीकृष्ण सुप्रभातं ये पतन्ति महर्निशं भूरिकृतं महापापं श्रीकृष्णाग्रह हेतुकम् ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चित् आनंद विग्रह अनादि आदि गोविंद सर्वकारण कारणं गोविंदमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
चिन्तामणि प्रकर सत्मसुकल्पवृक्ष लक्षावृतिषु सुरभीय विपालयन्तम् लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्प्रभसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
Everybody.
विनुवनतरविन्ददलायतक्षं वारावतं समसितं भुजसुन्दरङ्गं गान्धर्वकोटिकमनीय विशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
लोलचन्द्रसलसत्वनमाल्यवंशे रत्नागदं प्रणयकेलिकलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियताप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गान्यस्य सकलेन्द्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति पन्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सदुज्ज्वल विग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपं आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नभयोधनं च वेदेषु धूलभनदुर्लभन् आत्मभक्तो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्तस्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्यो वायोरथापि मनसो मुनिपुङ्गवानं सोऽप्यस्ति यत्प्रपदचिन्म्यदजिञ्च तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
एकोऽप्यसुरचयितुं जगदण्डकोटिं यच्चक्ति अस्ति जगदण्डचयादन्तः अन्दन्तरस्थपरमाणुचयन्तरस्थं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजस्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमासनयानपुरुषः श्रुतेर्यमेव निगमात् प्रतितैः स्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
आनन्दचिन्मयरसप्रतिभाविताभिस्ताभिः एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव निवसत्यखिलत्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि प्रेमञ्जनचुरितभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
रामादिमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठं नानावतारमकरोद्भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्ण स्वयं समभवत् परमापुमन्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्य प्रभवतो जगदन्तकोटि कोटिश्वशेषवसुधादिविभूतिवीरं तद्ब्रह्मनिश्चरमनन्तमशेषभूतं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
माया हि यस्य जगदन्नशतानि सुते त्रैगुण्यतत्विषयवेदवितायमाना सत्त्वाफलं विपरसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसत्मतया मनस्सु यः प्राणिनं प्रतिपलं स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोलोकनम्नि निजडाम्नि थले च तस्य देवी महिषहरिदामसुतेषु तेषु ते प्रभावनि तया विहितश्च येन गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि सृष्टिस्थितिप्रलयसाधनशक्तिरेका छायेव यस्य भुवनानि निवर्ति दुर्गा ईशानुरूपमपि यस्य च चेष्टते सा गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
क्षीरं यथा दधिविकारविशेषयोगत् सञ्जायते न हि ततः पृथगस्ति हेतुः यः सम्बुधन्नपि तथा समुपैति कार्यं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाश्चिरेकैकशं शरमाभिपेत्य दीपायते विविधहेतुसमानधर्म यस्ताद्र एव विश्रुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
व्याकरणार्णवजले भजति स्म योगा नीद्रम् अनन्तजगदन्न सरोमकूपः आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परं स्वमूर्तिं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्यैकविश्वसितकालमथावलम्ब्य जीवन्ति लोमविरजा जगदन्तनतः विष्णुर्महंसैर्यस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
भस्मन्यतश्म सकलेषु निजेषु तेजः स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयत्यपि तात्वात्रां ब्रह्माय एष जगदन्नविधानकर्ता गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपाल्लवयुगं वीराय कुम्भ वन्दे प्रणामसमये सगणाधिराजः विघ्नं निहन्तु मलयस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
अग्निमहे गगन अम्बुमरोडिशश्च कालस्तथा मम मनसिद्धि जगत्रयानि यस्मद्भवन्ति विभवन्ति विशन्ति यं च गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यश्चक्षुरेश समितस्य कलाग्रहाणं रजसमस्तसुरमूर्तिरशेषतेषः यस्यग्नयः भ्रमति संवृतकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
धर्मोतपपनिचयाश्रुतयस्तपंसि प्रामाणिके तपथगापदयश्च जीवः यत्तमात्र विभव प्रगत प्रभाव गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्तिन्द्रगोपमतवेन्द्रमहोस्मकर्म बन्धानुरूपफलभञ्जनमातनोति कर्माणि निर्दहति किन्तु च भक्तिवज्रं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
यं क्रोधकामसहजप्रणयादिपीठे वत्सल्यमोहगुरुगौरवसेव्यभावहे सञ्चित्य तस्य सदृशीं तनुमापुरेते गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि ईश्वर परम कृष्ण सच्चिदानन्दविग्रह अनादियादि गोविन्द सर्वकारणकारणं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि
Jagadev, good morning. So now we'll be chanting a little bit from the Veda in praise of the Divine Mother. You find the Sri Suktam on page 57, and followed by that we chant the Bhu Suktam and the Nila Suktam. So all of these chants, they're aspects of the Divine Mother. And the Sri Suktam, Guruji, he mentioned actually in the second day of his commentary. And this is, if you remember, the chant where the two sages, they had their different approaches to learning the mantras over years. So this is the Sri Suktam. And the Bhu Suktam is in praise of Mother Earth, and Nila Devi is the third one, which is the aspect of the grace of Bhakti.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarna Rajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Tam Maavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagaminim Yasyam Hiranyam Vindeyam Gameshvam Purushanaham Ashvapurvam Pratamadyam Hastinarak Prabodhinim Shriyam Devi Mupakvaye Shirma Devi Drishatam Kamso Smitam Hiranya Prakara Mardram Jalantim Triptam Darpayantim Padme Stitam Padmavarnam Tamiyo Bhagvaye Shriyam Chandram Prabhasam Yashasa Jalantim Shriyam Loke Devajushamudaram Tam Padminimim Sharanamaham Prabhagye Lakshmi Nashyatavam Vrane Aditya Varne Tapaso Dijato Vanaspatistava Vrikshota Bilvaha Tasya Palani Tapasanudantu Mayantarayasya Vaya Lakshmi Upeitu Mam Devasaka Kirtisya Manina Saha Pradurvutosmi Ashresmin Krityam Vidyam Dadatu Me Kshoti Pasambalam Yeshama Lakshmi Nashayam Yaham Abhutim Asamriddhim Cha Sarvam Nirnadame Grihate Gandadvara Duradasham Nitya Pusham Karishinim Ishvarigam Sarva Bhutanam Damiho Bhagvaye Shriyam Manasarka Mama Bhutim Vacha Satyamashimai Pashunam Rupamanasya Mahishi Shayatam Yashaha Kardamena Praja Bhuta Mai Sambhava Kardama Shriyam Vasayame Kule Mataram Padmamarini Apasrujantu Snigdhani Shiklita Vasame Grihe Nicha Devi Mataram Shriyam Vasayame Kule Ardram Pushkarini Pushkim Suvarna Hema Malini Surya Hiranmani Lakshmi Jatavedo Maavaha Ardram Yakkaini Yashtim Pingalam Padmamalini Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha Tam Maavaha Jatavedo Lakshmi Manapagamini Yasya Hiranyam Prabhutam Gavo Dasyo Shva Vindeyam Purushanaham Yashichi Prayato Bhutva Juhuyada Jamam Vaham Suktam Panchadasham Cha Shrikama Satatam Japet Padma Priye Padmini Padmaste Padmalaye Padmadalaya Takshi Vishwapriye Vishwamanono-Gole Tadpada Padmam Mahi Sannidasva Mahadevecha Vidmahe Vishnupadyecha Dhimahi Tanno Lakshmi Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 Bhumir Bhumnadhyo Varinantariksham Mahitva Upastete Devati Tegnimannada Mannadhyayadade Ayango Prishnirakrami Dasanan Mataram Punaha Pitaram Chakrayat Subaha Trigum Shatta Mavirajati Vakpatangaya Shishaye Pratyasya Vahatyubihi Asya Pranadapanan Yantascharati Roshana Vyakyan Mahishasuvaha Yatva Kritha Paruvapamanyuna Yadavatya Sukalpamagne Tattava Punastoti Payamasi Yate Manyuparoptasya Prithivi Manudatvase Aditya Vishvetat Deva Vasavascha Samaparan Mano Jyotirdushatamacham Vichinyam Yagyagam Samimam Dadatu Brahaspatishthanutamimam no Vishve Deva Yamadayantam Medini Devi Vasundara Syat Vasudha Devi Vasavi Brahma Vajjasa Pitranagam Shotram Chakshurmanaha Devi Hiranyagardini Devi Prasuvari Sadane Satyayani Sila Samudravati Savitri Ano Devi Mayangi Mahodarani Mahovyadishta Shringe Shringe Yagne Vibhishani Indrapatni Vyapini Surasaliniha Vayumati Jalashayani Shriyam Daraja Satyando Parinedini Shoparidadam Parigaya Vishnupatni Mahi Devi Madhavi Madhava Priya Lakshmi Priyasaki Devi Namamachata Vallabha Danudaraye Vidmahe Sarvasiddhye Dhimahi Tanno Dara Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 Neelam Devi Gam Sharanamaham Prapadye Grinahi Gritavati Savitara Vipadye Payasvati Rantirashano Astu Dhruvanisham Vishnu Padnyagora Sheshana Sahasoya Manuta Brihaspatir Matarishvota Vayus Sandubhana Vata Abhino Grinantu Vishambho Divo Dharana Prithiya Asyeshana Jagato Vishnupatni Mahadevecha Vidmahe Vishnupatnesha Dhimahi Tanno Vishnu Prachodayat Om Shanti 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 Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.
Om Ajnana Timirandasya Dhyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmelitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Jai Gurudev. Good morning, everybody. Happy Ekadashi. Ekadashi is a very good day, especially for studying, because your body is not busy digesting. And also your body or your mind is not busy thinking of food. Right? Because Ekadashi, the only thing you think about is God. And not one single time you think of, I'm hungry, I like cakes. No? Anyway. So Ekadashi is a great day to study. So I hope you're all enjoying Guru Gita so far. It's a stupid question, I know. The other day I was thinking, for me at least, it's like, it starts to feel like Navaratri, just a lot more relaxing. For me, personally. Because it's much less pujas and stuff. And yagnas and things happening. And it's amazing, Sama, to do, I mean, either you sit down or for us residents, most of us, we're kind of doing our seva, but we have the audio link, so we listen. So it's kind of amazing to do your stuff like you do every day, but to like constantly listen to Guruji. And even if, for me, even if there was breaks, I would go back a little bit or go to the beginning a little bit and just listen for 15 minutes continuously. So my phone is just continuously running listening to Guruji. And I think that's an amazing way to go through the day. Of course, we try to listen as much as possible to Guruji's satsangs in the car or whatever whenever you have time. But I think when it's not live, it is much less conscious. Our Guruji is speaking right now down in the tent or something. I can't miss something, no? And of course, if you're not sitting and taking notes, it's easy to forget things quickly. And so you probably have to go back and listen again, or sometimes I just take out my phone and take a quick note. So like my saved notes in Telegram are already quite full, because there's so many amazing things Guruji says. And of course, he repeats many things. And of course, there are probably 95% of the things that he speaks about, he has already spoken about many times before. Right? But firstly, the things that he says are important. But for me, what I feel also in this Guru Gita is that simply of him sitting and delivering the message that he wants to deliver is not only mental, it's not only philosophical, it's not only for your understanding. Because I'm pretty sure that when Guruji speaks for 6 or 7 hours, I'm pretty sure after 45 minutes your brain capacity is full. Right? It goes in, it stores, and then after about 45 minutes, it's proven. That's why in schools, the lessons are 45 minutes long, and then there's a break. No? You're just somewhat absorbing the vibration that Guruji is trying to bring, that he's giving. And I think there is also a reason why he's not just giving it to all of you who are physically here or everybody is joining online, and later you will bring it back to your countries. No? There's a reason why he's giving it in the central of Europe, which I think also very much needs it. No? And so I think there's so many things, like Guruji keeps saying, there's so many things that the Guru does that we cannot see. Maybe he speaks words, but there are 600 people sitting in the tent understanding the same sentence in 600 different ways. No? Or remembering 600 different ways. It's incredible. Because when you... Now it's a bit difficult to ask, but if Guruji gives a 20-minute satsang and you ask Guruji, you ask everybody, what did Guruji speak about? Everybody will say something else. No? Yeah, he spoke about God. Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah. And so it's amazing. When I'll come to another verse after. So I tried to find, yesterday, I was sitting in the bhajan cafe, And I was trying to find verse for this morning satsang, and it was very difficult to choose. I found like 6, and so I kind of brought it down to 4. So I start with the first 3, and it's from the, not conversation, from the teachings of Rishab, who was also one of the 24 incarnations of the Supreme Lord in the Srimad Bhagavatam. And King Rishabhadev is a very, I think the story was told many times, so we'll not go into the story. But as he teaches his 100 sons, he speaks about many things, just as Guruji does. And one of the things he spoke about was the role of the Guru. The necessity for one to have a spiritual master, to be able to attain the abode of the Supreme Lord. And I kind of took these 3 verses because I think they're very much connected. They go together, and they very beautifully describe what Guruji does, who Guruji is, and what is the role that he fills out. Maybe I'm going to read all the Sanskrit. It's going to take 20 minutes already. No. So this is from Canto 5, Chapter 5, with the teachings of King Rishabhadev to his sons. It is verses 17 and 9 to 19. Kashtam swayam tarabhigno vipaschite avidhyayamantare vartamanam trishta punastam sagrana kubuddhim prayojayet ubadagham yajantam guruna syat swayajano nasathyad pitana sajajani nasasyad devam natat syana patishcha sasyan na mochayet sasamupedam mrityum idam shariram mama dhurvibhavyam satvam hi me hridayam yat dharmaha prishtve krito me yat adharma arad ado hi mam rishabham prahu aryaha. So King Rishabhadev says, if someone is ignorant and addicted to the path of samsara, how can one who is actually learned, merciful, and advanced in spiritual knowledge engage him in fruitive activities and thus further entangle him in material existence? If a blind man is walking down the wrong path, how can a gentleman allow him to continue on his way to danger? How can he approve of this method? No wise or kind man can allow this. One who cannot deliver his dependents from the path of repeated birth and death should ever become a spiritual master, a father, a husband, a mother, or a worshipable demigod. My spiritual body looks exactly like a human form, but it is not a material human body. It is inconceivable. I am not forced by nature to accept a particular type of body. I take on a body by my own sweet will. My heart is also spiritual, and I always think of the welfare of my devotees. Therefore, within my heart can be found the process of devotional service, which is meant for the devotees. Far from my heart have I abundant adharma and non-devotional activities. They do not appeal to me. Due to all these transcendental qualities, people generally pray to me as Rishabhadev, the best of all living entities. So these are 3 verses which are very packed with important messages. So the first one is about how can someone who is truly learned and advanced can allow to see that if somebody is going down the wrong path, allow this. And I find this a very beautiful verse because, yes, it is true, and yes, that is what Guruji is doing. We think that we have found Guruji, found our spiritual path, found our spiritual master, and we approach him and ask him for help. But actually, it's the other way around. He has allowed us to come to him. he has found us to come to him, and he has allowed us to walk this path. No? It is not actually by our choice. We have earned it, yes, but he has chosen us each individually. No? Like Guruji said once, if I want many people, many followers and devotees, I could just go to India. No? But I've chosen to come here. My mission is not to have millions of devotees. I pick my devotees very consciously. I'm a guru who is very picky. Believe me, he is. He chooses very wisely who to allow to be on his path. No? And I think that's something very beautiful Guruji said, I think yesterday, I think, that he trusts his devotees. And he finds it so beautiful how all of us, we try our best. No? It is very difficult to walk this path. Bhakti path is not easy. Maybe everybody says, yes, it is easier than to be a jnani or to be a karma yogi. But bhakti path, yes, it is easy, but it is also very difficult. No? And so the reason why I like this verse so much is because Guruji has picked each one of us specifically to be on this path, to walk this journey with him, to have, as we understand what he says very often in this Guru Gita, the last days, how rare this opportunity is to be with a spiritual master, with a Sadguru in this life. You might have waited for this 1,000 lives, and you might have to wait for it again another 1,000 lives, maybe, if you're lucky. No? And so it is very, very, very special. No? And yet it is so easy to forget about it, how rare this opportunity is. Even if we intellectually know about it, in daily life, in our daily interactions, it is very quickly forgotten. And it is not forgotten in the moments when we have darshan or when we have beautiful moments with Guruji. It is forgotten in the moments when when he challenges us. No? When he says something that we don't want to hear, when he says something that is challenging, when he maybe shouts at you, or when he looks at you in a not so nice way, no? Or when he doesn't look at you at all, and you expect him to look at you, right? When he does all of those things and he challenges our mind, that is exactly the moments when we forget about the grace that we actually have in our life, no? But this verse actually describes that the Guru, one who is actually learned and actually knows what to do, it is his duty to say something when he sees the blind man walking down the wrong path. And I remember many years ago, like more than 15 years ago, I think, I asked Guruji once this question, sometimes I am not sure what to do. And then when I'm not sure what to do, often I end up not doing anything because I don't want to do the wrong thing. And Guruji said, actually, you should do the opposite. Just do something. If you're doing something wrong, trust me, I will tell you. And trust me, he does. Okay? So action is always the wiser path, because we know that we have somebody in our life that takes the responsibility that if you do something wrong, you will know about it. Believe me. No? Either you know it by your own conscience, people around you will make that, our devotees will make sure that you know about it, or he will tell you directly. No? And from experience, usually to find out by yourself or to find out by the grace of the devotees around you who point it out to you is much more comfortable than when Guruji has to tell it to you himself. No? And so that's why it is so important to listen and to learn from each other. No? And when he does give you his direct prasad, remember that that is his duty. And that is what someone does who actually cares about you. Like he said several times, the Guru is your best friend. The best friend does exactly that. He doesn't care about whether you like him or not. He doesn't care what you think of him or not. The only thing that he cares about is your growth, is your advancement, and that you become the best version of yourself, right? The second verse is exactly about that. One who is not capable of doing exactly what is necessary to do one's duty, one should not become a spiritual master. One should not become a father or a mother or a husband or a worshipable demigod. I don't think that's up to you to choose, but the rest is more likely, no? You should not do those things if you're not capable of doing them properly, no? So what I take from this verse is that another thing that Guruji actually said a few times is that we should always do our best, right? No matter what role you are doing it in, whether he is doing it in his role as the Guru, whether you are a father, a mother, a husband, a devotee, you are not a Guru, we are devotees, no? And so no matter what action we do, we always have to do our best in doing it. It doesn't matter how good it is, as long as we do our best, that is the most important thing, no? It's like Guruji said, it makes me so happy to see my devotees trying their best. No, I have to pick up this topic again afterwards. No, the third verse, he is not much to explain about, but again, it reminds us of how quickly we forget who Guruji is or who we believe him to be, because he simply has a seemingly normal human body, and he does seemingly normal human things like drinking and eating and cracking jokes and speaking, no? But just as King Rishabhadev says here, I have this body, but I've chosen this body by my own sweet will. I've come here only for one reason and one reason only, and that is for my devotees. No? And for me, again, that is one of the most amazing things to bring to your awareness, that the only reason why Guruji is here is for me, for each one of us. It is the only reason why he came here. He could be chilling up there on his celestial couch called Adishesh, no? But he's chosen to come here to spend his time, to enjoy his time with us, no? And so for me, every time I make myself conscious of that, the one thing that comes to my mind is always, the only thing that I can possibly want to do is not waste his time, no? Because I'm sure he could do a million other things other than sitting here, wasting his time talking to each one of us, trying to beg us, think of God, do this, do that, please. Because I know this is what you should be doing, because this is what would be best for you, no? It's like little children doing exactly the opposite of what their parent says, because we know better, no? And in the end, you cut yourself or you burn your hand. You're like, oh, well, actually, maybe my parents do know better, no? I remember my parents told me not to touch the hot stove. What do you think I did? And then I had to put my hand in raw eggs, because apparently that's a good thing to do afterwards. It's a grandma recipe. Ugh. Anyways, childhood memories. Because the best way we learn through experience, I suppose, right? So yesterday, when I was looking for a verse in the Bhagavatam, and somehow at the same time listening to Guruji, so kind of listening to Guruji on and off consciously, and at the same time doing stuff, Guruji was speaking about Brahma, and how Brahma is even Brahma, being the creator, is confused about where the source of his existence, where he doesn't know where he comes from. And he was speaking about how even the demigods, who are superior to human beings, who have access to the abode of the Supreme Lord, who have ability to go and ask him for advice, who have the ability to ask for help, no? And yet, even the demigods, even those exalted, superior to human being, they still mess up. And if the Lord says something, they still don't listen, or they still have doubt, and they still do something else. So what about us? If even the demigods can't listen, what should we do? No? And that's not an excuse not to listen, by the way. The demigods don't listen, so why should I? No, it's not an excuse. No? So as Guruji was speaking about this, I actually found this verse that I then was originally thinking to use, and then I used it as secondary, is from Canto 2, Chapter 9, verse 5, where it says that Lord Brahma, the first spiritual master, supreme in the universe, could not trace out the source of his lotus seed. And while thinking of creating the material world, he could not understand the proper direction for such creative work, nor could he find out the process for such creation, nor the source of his creation. So it's literally exactly the same thing that Guruji was speaking about. I found it an amazing coincidence. As Guruji was speaking about Brahma and his inability to find his source, and the demigods' inability to even listen. And in this verse, actually, I don't want to go into detail to go too long, but in this verse, after he looks around to trying to find the source of his creation, of his creator. Guruji said, even Brahma doesn't know the creator doesn't know his creator, right? As Brahma looks around on around his lotus seed, trying to find his creator, the only thing he hears is 2 syllables in the water. And as he listens again, the only thing he hears is ta and pas. And so he understands that to find his creator, his source, he has to do tapas. No? And so he sits and meditates. And then as he meditates, he finds the creativity for creation to happen, in a sense. No? And so, in a sense, there's a beautiful verse that shows that everything comes from him. No? Every action, every creativity, every motivation, all the energy that we need in life comes from the Supreme Lord. But we still have to do something. No? Here in this case, Brahma realized he has to do tapas. No? Creation wouldn't have happened if Brahma wouldn't have made the effort to, in a sense, inquire, to listen to what is the instruction. The instruction that was given was tapas, which is to act, to do something, to act, to do action. No? So he inquired, he was humble enough to listen, and then he engaged in service. No? Out of service, he made creation happen, right? Which is exactly the verse that we most famously always take from the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna instructs us how to approach a spiritual master from chapter 4, verse 34, right? Tat vidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. The way that we have to approach a spiritual master is by extensive inquiry, submission, humility, and service. These are the 3 things that we need to do. No? Extensive inquiry, we are receiving enough in general of Guruji, especially these 14 days. we can expect to receive enough inquiry, to expect enough knowledge from Guruji. I'm not sure we still need to inquire anything after Guru Gita, or before already, but no. What we have to learn to actually be able to receive, not just to listen, but to actually receive what Guruji is saying, is humility. To be humble enough to listen and to understand, and then to actually put it into practice, which is service. To put it into our daily life, no? And so, as Guruji said, service, people think of service to the Guru, service in the temple as pujaris, to serve the deities, service to each other, to society. No, everybody has their own service. And as Guruji said nicely yesterday, is that everybody has their own service, and everybody thinks that their service is the best. No? And what did Guruji say? And everybody is right. Everybody thinks that service is the best, and everybody is right in thinking it. Right? The problem is that we are not alone on this universe. And when two people work together to have the same goal, on the same project, and each one thinks their service is best and their idea is best, but you have only one direction or one path, you have to find your common best, no? And so the duty that we have is to always remember that our actual best is to focus on the reason why we all are here, and that is Guruji. The best, our own best, is to serve him together. Because if there is one thing that I've learned in serving Guruji, in the best service that I do for Guruji, is when I get to serve him during events. And what I've learned is that there is no way to serve Guruji in the best possible standard when you're doing it alone. I can be the best pujari and know the best way the mantras and know the best what Guruji needs in every moment. I will still fail the best way. I will have the best failure. Because to serve Guruji by yourself is impossible. Because in the end of the day, it is not about me serving Guruji. It is about Guruji being happy. That's the only thing that matters. It doesn't actually matter who is doing it. No? If I can do this best, then yes, I do it. If somebody else can do something better, then somebody else should do it. No? But the only way that we get to make Guruji happy is by us doing our best together, each one at their own best. Then we all get the best possible scenario for Guruji to be happy. And that only works together. At least that's my experience. No? Because if everybody thinks I am the best and I know better, and everybody goes against each other, Guruji will firstly never be happy, and our service will be crap. No? It's a very good lesson. So the one question that I ask myself sometimes is, what can I possibly do to thank Guruji, or to in some way, in a small way, repay him for everything he did for us? And of course the answer is nothing, because nothing will ever be good enough or enough to do that. But the answer that I always come to, sorry for my French, but the only thing that I can do is get my shit together and to do my best, to apply what Guruji says. Because anything I think about, any doubt, any complaint that I have in my life, I know I don't need to ask Guruji, because I know that he has already given me the answer for it. The only problem is I'm not applying what he said. No? And so literally the best thing that we can possibly do to show our gratitude and in some small way show him that to give him something back is to apply what he says. It is that simple. And as we know, very difficult at the same time. No? And so the one thing that he always keeps reminding us is to think of God. No? No matter what excuse we have to, or use, or tool we use to do that, whether it's Kriya or Puja or Seva or whatever, it is just for that one goal, to remember God. No? It's the only thing we need to do in our life to attain God, is to remember Him. It doesn't matter how you do it. As long as you think of Him, even if you hate God, no, like Kamsa, or any of the other demons that were liberated by Krishna and Rama and Narasimha, whoever, no, they also loved God because they thought of God constantly, no. The only thing you need to do in your life is remember Him, no. Krishna, especially in his Bala life Leelas, whether you loved Krishna or you hated him, or you were annoyed of him, or you shouted at Krishna, he didn't care as long as you think of him, no? That's the only thing that matters. It's like Krishna says to Arjun, pretty much in the beginning of the Gita, chapter 2, verse 59. I think it's one of the most beautiful verses, not just because it's Ekadashi, which always highlights what are the things that we are still most attached to, is when you abstain from those things, you recognize how much you're attached to them. No? So on Ekadashi, when you abstain from food, you realize how attached you actually are to food, because all you think about is food. No? And so, as he says, detachment comes not by abstaining from things, because it is very difficult to abstain and actually detach from it. No? So what did he say? Param trishtva nivartate, right? Rasa varjo, rasa varjam, param trishtva nivartate. Simply by seeing the Lord, those attachments are removed, naturally removed. That's what he says. I love this verse. Simply by seeing the Lord, such attractions, material attractions, are naturally removed. That doesn't sound like a fight. No? They are naturally removed by seeing Him. By remembering Him, you're seeing the Lord. You're inviting Him to be in your life. That's what Guruji spoke about yesterday, no? About the gaze. Right? He spoke about this beautiful stotram, Kanakadara stotram, by Shankaracharya, no? Where he praises Mahalakshmi. So we should chant this verse, should have chanted this verse today. No? It's a beautiful stotram, and I just share the first one maybe from the Kanaka stotram. Angahare pulaka pushanam ashrayanti bringa anghan eva mukula abharanam tamalam ange kritva akila vibhudir abhanga lila mangalya dha stu mangala devatayaha. Salutations to the mother, to Mother Lakshmi, who always dwells in the body of Hari like an ornament of ecstatic delight. Like the bees which delightfully decorate the half-open flowers of the tamala tree with their ecstatic humming sounds, who has contained within her body the entire opulences of the universe, and she showers her wealth through the play of her divine glance. May the glance of Mahalakshmi bring auspiciousness into my life. That divine glance of the Mangala Devata, or the goddess of auspiciousness and welfare. So this Kanakadara Stotram ends exactly with this line on every verse. May the glance of Mahalakshmi bring auspiciousness into my life. No? May our glance that we fix on the Supreme Lord bring auspiciousness on our life also. Because in the end of the day, it is important to simplify things the more complicated our life becomes. And so remember always that the only thing you should do is remember God. And to finish, because I'm going too long already, I wanted to take one because Guruji speaks a lot about Samat Ramdas, and I already gave a satsang about the story of Samat Ramdas. So I just wanted to take out one nice quote from Samat Ramdas as a little cherry. Because Guruji said his teachings are very difficult and very difficult to understand. So I try to find one which is simple and very direct. So it fits very nicely for me, who Guruji is. And so Samat Ramdas says, an active life is perfectly in keeping with self-realization and divine service. What is needed is a total dedication of your entire life to Him. In all situations, maintain a steady consciousness of divinity within, about you. Do not harass your mind with thoughts of weakness. Infinite strength is within you. Drawing inspiration and power from the source, be cheerful and content at all times. Let the name of the Lord dwell ever in your mind. Which I think is a very nice summary of what Guruji tries to keep telling us. 10 years ago, Guruji gave the Guru Gita commentary already, and when the book came out, he gave a copy to each of us, the Swamis, and he made a nice personal quote, signature inside. And Guruji wrote, and I share this, for me personally, I guess, but I think the first half I will share only because I think it's very important for everybody. And it's exactly what Samat Ramdas actually says. So he says, Guruji wrote to me in the book, Guru Gita commentary book 10 years ago, have self-confidence and don't go into the weakness of your mind. I am always with you as you are a part of me. Jai Gurudev.
Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Jai Narasimhadev, Kaladesha Jaya Padma, Mukhat Padma Bringa. Shri Narasimha, Jai Narasimha, Jaya Narasimhadev, Praladesha Jaya Padma, Mukhat Padma Bringa. Namaste Narasimhaya,
Namaste Narasimhaya,
Namaste Narasimhaya,
Namaste Narasimhaya,
Pralada Lada Daine,
Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha,
Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha,
Hiranyakashipu Rakshaha,
Shilatankana Kalaye,
Shilatankana Kalaye,
Shilatankana Kalaye,
Shilatankana Kalaye,
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimho,
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho,
Ito Narasimha Parato Narasimho,
Ito Narasimho Parato Narasimho,
Yato Yato Yami Tato 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 Narasimho,
Pahi Narasimho Hridaye
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade
Narasimhamadhim Sharanam Prapade
Avakala Kamaravale Nakamadbhuta Shigam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrigam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare. Everybody.
Avakara Kamaravale Nakamadbhuta Shigam Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubrigam Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare
Bolo Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare Jayo Jagadisha Hare
Jaya Narsingadev 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 Jayo Narsingadev Jayo
Narsingadev 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 Jayo Narsingadev
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jayo Prahlad Maharaj
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Swarupa Jayo Prahlad
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda Gurudev
Sri Vishwananda Gurudev 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 Sri Vishwananda
Vrindavana Dama Para Jape Radhe Radhe Vrindavana Dama Para Jape Radhe Oh Radha Albeli Sarakara Jape Radhe Radhe Radha Albeli Sarakara Jape Radhe Radhe Jape Radhe Radhe Baje Radhe Radhe
Jape Radhe Radhe Jape Radhe Radhe
Jape Radhe Radhe Baje Radhe Radhe
Jape Radhe Radhe Baje Radhe Radhe
Oh Vrindavana Dama Para Jape Radhe Radhe Vrindavana Dama Para Jape Radhe Oh Radha Albeli Sarakara Jape Radhe Radhe Radha Albeli Sarakara Jape Radhe Radhe Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala De Yatiraja Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraja Mangala Mangala Me
Yatindraya Karunakaraya Mangala Mangala Me
Prapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me
Prapati Dharme Karataya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Shaligrama Pratishtitaya Mangala Mangala Me
Vidannadarine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me
Vidannadarine Godagrajaya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Range Sake Karyarataya Mangala Mangala Me
Range Sake Karyarataya Mangala Mangala Me
Mananataya Darini Daraya Mangala Mangala Me
Manataya Darini Daraya Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me
Ramanuja Ramanuja Mangala Mangala Me Yatiraja Ramanuja
Mangala Mangala Me Mangala Mangala Me Om Jai Lakshmi Mata Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata Tumako Nishadina Sevata
Tumako Nishadina Sevata
Hara Vishnu Vidata
Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Umarama Brahmani Tumahi Jagamata Jaya Tumahi Jagamata Surya Chandra Madhyavata Surya Chandra Madhyavata Narada Rishigata Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata Durga Rupani Ranjani Sukha Sampati Data Meya Sukha Sampati Data जो कोई तुमको जावता जो कोई तुमको जावता सिद्धि सिद्धि धन पाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता तुम पाताल निवासिनी तुम ही शुभदाता मैं तुम ही शुभदाता कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी कर्म प्रभाव प्रकाशिनी भवनिधि की त्राता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता जिस घर में तुम्हारा हित सब सद्गुण आता मैं सब सद्गुण आता सब संभव हो जाता सब संभव हो जाता मन नहीं घबराता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता तुम बिना याग न होते वस्त्र न कोई पाता ओ मैं वस्त्र न कोई पाता ओ मैं वस्त्र न कोई पाता वस्त्र न कोई पाता ओ कान पन्नवे बाबा कान पन्नवे बाबा सब तुमसे आता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता शुभ गुण मंदिर सुंदर क्षीरोदधि जाता ओ मैं क्षीरोदधि जाता ओ मैं क्षीरोदधि जाता ओ मैं क्षीरोदधि जाता रात चतुर्दश तुम बिना रात चतुर्दश तुम बिना कोई नहीं पाता ओम जय लक्ष्मी माता महालक्ष्मी जी की आरती जो कोई जन गाता जो Samata,
Purananda Samata,
Papa Uttara Jata,
Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata,
Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Meya Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Ara Vishnu Vidata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Jaya Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Tumako Nishadina Sevata, Ara Vishnu Vidata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata, Om Jaya Lakshmi Mata. Tvameva Mata cha Pita Tvameva, Tvameva Bandhushcha Sakha Tvameva, Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva, Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva,
Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva.
Govinda Asato Ma Satgamaya, Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityoma Amritam Gamaya, Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu,
Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu, Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu.
Om Shanti Shanti Shanti,
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.
प्रेम से बोलो श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की, श्री भूतावृतेश्वरनाथ नरसिम्हा भगवान की, बोलो राधा कृष्णा कन्हैया लाल की, श्री माता के बाबा जी की, श्री रमनोचार्य की, प्रेम से बोलो सद्गुरुदेव श्री स्वामी विश्वानंद महाप्रभु की। ओम श्री कृष्णाय गोविंदाय गोपीजनवल्लभाय पराय परम पुरुषाय पर कर्म मंत्र यंत्र तंत्र उषराष्ट्र शस्त्राणि समरा समरा मृत्यो मोचाय मोचाय। ओम नमो भगवते महासुदर्शनाय द्वितीय चोरा प्रकार सवनिक शोणा हुंपत परस्मरे परब्रह्मणे परज्योतिषे स्वाहा। ओम शांति शांति शांति।
श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।
जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे, जय जय श्री राधे। श्याम वेंकटरमण गोविंदा, गोपिका जीवन स्मरणम गोविंदा, भक्त वत्सल गोविंदा, कुंडलीक वरदे एकनाथ नमः तुकाराम। बोलो पंडरीनाथ महाराज की, रुक्मिणी महारानी की, समस्त भक्त मंडली की, अल्वा एम्परमनाथ तिरुमल कले शरण